Hi, I'm Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost.
Hands on your head. Calm down. Quit yelling.
We fight against human trafficking in Ohio every day. We just completed our largest operation ever, Ohio Knows.
An Elyria City Councilman has pleaded not guilty to soliciting. Mark Jesse made his plea this morning. He's one of 161 arrested over the weekend as part of Operation Ohio Knows.
It sends a message to all of Ohio, all the country. Don't buy sex in Ohio.
Hello? Okay, you're gonna have to give me just a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll send you the door number whenever I'm ready, but you'll have to give me just a minute. No, it's the hotel, the motel. Okay. Okay, so that guy that was coming is gonna be here soon. I got sober, so there's that. And once I got sober, I just kept making money that way because it's easy.
They charged me with prostitution and possessing criminal tools, which the criminal tool was a condom. Yeah, the condom actually was a higher charge than the prostitution. They just gave me my ticket and let me go. Like, if I was being sex trafficked, I would have rather them take me and like save me, and they didn't do anything like that. So.
There's legalization, which the Netherlands and Germany have pursued, where the state wants to license workers. Criminalization, which we've pursued here in the US, where we treat both buying and selling of sex as a crime.
You don't know if you're contributing to human trafficking when you buy sex in Ohio. Don't buy sex in Ohio.
Most of the trafficking in this country is for underage prostitutes. And because by federal law, anyone under the age of 18 is automatically considered a trafficking victim because they haven't reached the age of consent. So I've talked to a number of sex workers who said that they've seen evidence of trafficking, but they are afraid to report it to the police.
I get criminals that are doing this to children on my phone all the time. And if I was to turn everybody in, I'd have to turn my phone in, so I can't, but yeah, that's what I would do.
There is trafficking going on in this country, but it's a much smaller number than a lot of anti-trafficking groups say it is.
My ad says Stacy's mom. What my friends made it for me, like it's like some type of, it got me a lot of calls, but they want me to bring Stacy along, so got a girl she looks young, but she's not young, and the guy was about to bring like $1,000, and when he came, he looked at her and he could tell off her that she wasn't under 18. I'm like, guys like that, if you do a date with them, like they really will like hurt you. If they're the type that want a child, so I wouldn't want to. I was actually relieved that he left, but.
My friend Dom, he's one of my clients, but I call him my friend, did a visit with this girl and then dropped her off at her next appointment at a hotel, and she got set up and stung there. And because he had dropped her off, they charged him with sex trafficking at first.
I'm not a bad person. I just enjoy sex. I'm not gonna lie. I just enjoy it. I'm not like a bad person.
That poor guy. The fact that someone has to say, I enjoy sex and I'm not a bad person already implies that liking sex makes you a bad person.
Is there any additional comments that you would like to share that we should know or understand?
I'm sorry.
Jillian. She gets a tremendous amount of satisfaction in helping people. Some men come to her because their wives are too sick to have sex, or they're widowers and, they have needs. So she feels like she's in control of the situation. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, is that the sex worker is in control.
I do this by choice. I know most of the girls that I know from this line of work, they do it by choice.
Another myth about prostitution is that it's just a job. Maybe most of you don't see it this way, but there's a huge push to get you to think otherwise, that it's all just consenting adults doing whatever they want with their own bodies. And it's this narrative that has led to a growing movement to normalize and legitimize prostitution through full decriminalization.
Yes, there are women, particularly streetwalkers, who are drug addicted and who are being preyed upon by pimps. But the majority of women and men doing sex work in this country are doing it by choice, largely for economic reasons. Single mothers, it gives them the flexibility to work when they want to. Single fathers. I interviewed a guy called Legendary Dave at a conference in Las Vegas, and he was a single father, and he did sex work because it gave him the flexibility to raise a kid. And often these are women that don't have the educational opportunities that you or I had.
So, I don't currently like my job. When I wasn't in a relationship, I'm not gonna lie, I used to like my job. I'm an nympho, so this line of work and the easy money makes it, fun for me whenever I get to do everything. I don't know. It's more work now.
It didn't take long for me to realize that the person in the transaction with the power was the one with the money, not me. Essentially, prostitution capitalizes off of people's poverty, trauma, and sexual abuse.
Had I not been arrested, had I not went to jail, and had I not suffered some consequences for my actions in the role that I played in the decisions I was making, I wouldn't be here today, and I wouldn't be as successful in life as I am today.
For some people, an arrest can hook them up for services, but if it gives them a felony record, then it locks them out of a lot of future employment. The stigma that we have against it means that the sentence will never end.
Well, I think the biggest thing that affects prostitutes, aside from our freedom being taken away from us, getting possible jail time for it, is the prejudice, I guess. Almost everywhere, if you don't have pay stubs, they're not gonna let you move in. You can't just rent a place, People look at you differently. If you're trying to show up and rent out an apartment and you say, hey, I make really good money, I can pay for this all day, I'll be a great tenant, but this is how I make my money, they're not going to go for it.
Now I want to speak to all the children here right now, and especially those that are young teenagers and at that age. Listen, children, curiosity killed the cat. Okay?
This is a centuries-old problem. Sex work was first denigrated by, frankly, the Catholic Church, who held up marriage on a pedestal. That was the right way to do things. And sex work was, frowned upon, and so it was stigmatized starting, thousands of years ago.
Now concerning the things whereof you wrote unto me, it's good for a man not to touch a woman. Nevertheless, to avoid fornication. Let every man have his own wife, and let every woman have her own husband. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence, and likewise also the wife unto the husband. The wife hath not power of her own.
In a country like the U.S., where we assume that everyone is individually responsible, then we are very loath to grant any sort of public assistance to things where we think people are abusing their bodies. Sex work gets lumped into this category, and so we don't want to help any sex workers because under this model, you're making bad choices with your body. But we're also concerned with other people's property values. So we're going to give you this ticket. Of course, how do you pay off that ticket except through more sex work? And we're just saying, basically be more discreet.
There's no shame in making money this way, and it should be legal for us to do with our bodies what we want.
Once I save up some money, to get an apartment, I'll be able to start cooking again. I do enjoy cooking a lot, but prostitution is one of my charges, so they're pretty much gonna assume that would happen in a home. So that's probably a big reason why I don't get approved for a lot of places.
One of the most heartbreaking sides of human trafficking arrests is when you have people who say, I really hate that I am exchanging sex for money. It's been damaging to my mental health, and it's better than the situation that I left. The human trafficking arrest is never addressing the situation that someone has left, and the fact that people are put between a choice between something they say is horrible for me, it's bad for me, and it's the best option I have. My response is, why aren't we addressing those fundamental things rather than addressing it through arrests?
I meet good people who actually, they make me feel like they care, honestly, because even when they're not around me or I'm not doing anything for them, they will help if I ask them to. A lot of them will.